Hey everybody, Titan Gamer Dude here. This is going to be me going over Super Smash Bros. Brothers Ultimate Lucas's matchup chart, or Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Lucas matchup chart. So let's get to it. Let's start with Banjo. I believe this one goes in even. This character dealing with this character's eggs and grenade trapping during neutral is quite annoying, especially because they're slow moving and they allow Banjo freedom of movement to move around while they're active, which allows this character to use these projectiles as combo confirms, which are really annoying for Lucas to deal with. We can't keep zaring everything because Banjo can just put himself in positions to punish us zaring over and over and over or slowly take stage over. This character can just space around us safely with like F tilt, and we have to be on point to punish it if it gets stale too much. We don't really want to get grabbed too much either by this character because it could just lead to like up throw juggles or punishing our landing with like grenade, bombs, or dash attack or Wonder Wing. We can't keep playing that kind of game because Banjo weighs more than us. And this character's left trapping can be oppressive with eggs, grenades, and all these other annoying stuff like Wonder Wing, down tilt, angle, downward F tilt, and F smash, down smash, able to two frame us and hit our heads while we're hanging on the ledge. On the bright side, we can actually make this character use Wonder Wings off stage very frequently. So that is also a very good thing. We get good damage on this character when we touch him because he's heavy. But actually landing the hit in neutral can be made very annoying by Banjo. And the multi-jumps make it more annoying for Lucas to actually anti-air him with like up aerials. So because of that, Banjo goes in even. Okay, Bayonetta. I think this character's even. This character is very annoying. Like the neutral on this character is mediocre. It's mediocre fighting Lucas. But taking advantage of this character during juggle state is very difficult for Lucas to actually do because Afterburner Kick gets this character out of a lot of juggle situations and enables Bayonetta to reset neutral, which time to punish, using which time to avoid like PK fire snipes during landing or PK freeze snipes during landing is annoying, or the character can air dodge and bats within and just not even lose stage control from being PK fired. We can't use PK fire that much in this matchup. We have to use it as like a hard read option because there's an audio cue with it, and if Bayonetta reads that, she gets a free witch time punish on us, which can be devastating. We can actually gimp the character too, feasibly because the recovery got nerfed. So we can kind of rack up a lot of damage on Bayonetta with like PK freezes or PK thunders and force this character to take a lot of damage off stage, and that damage ends up mattering a lot because the character is very light. During neutral though, Lucas can't jump that much because short hop after burner kick can catch us. This character can just randomly dash in and have the speed of Mario. We can't just peek it fire during advantage either. So we have to play a real honest neutral with Bayonetta. And if this character manages to win neutral, she can carry us a lot. She can carry us in positions where we can get juggled over and over and over and over and over. Until we have to deal with her edge guarding, or until we get cured to the last one and die. But this character is light and can die early. So this character definitely has to play neutral a little bit more reserved. But the sheer amount of damage this character can get from an opening can easily supersede Lucas. So because of that, it's an even matchup. Due to the edge guarding as well. Bowser. This matchup's 50-50. It's an explosive 50-50. The strengths of Bowser in this matchup are not to be underestimated. This character does a lot of damage per hit. This character's fair is ridiculous for swatting Lucas out of the air at any given time, should Lucas be jumping. Fire Breath deals a lot of damage and can just completely negate us from shielding for around 5 seconds. This character's corner pressure is scary. This character can just fish for trades all day with up aerial, forward aerial, F tilt, and all these annoying moves. Side B is very good at making sure like Lucas just doesn't shield, because if you keep shielding in the matchup, you'll just bypass it and do like 20 damage. This character's anti-air game against Lucas to prevent him from landing with up tilt, just run in, fire breath, fair is really good. This character's advantage on Lucas is scary, and Lucas can die quickly from like off-stage forward air reads, from being ledge trapped because our head pokes above the ledge, and this character's kill powers is really high. But on the flip side, if Lucas manages to land one of his many combo starters in sweet nair, sour nair, back aerial, up tilt, nair, down tilt, Bowser gets put in vortex situations where he is forced to take a lot of damage and either like choose between like SDIing towards the stage if he gets hit by nair, or avoiding being put off stage, or he has to choose between like holding away and being put off stage quicker from our moves that carry horizontally, and then being ledge trapped instead of being off stage edge guarded. Because if he gets in a position where he's put off stage too far, PK freeze, PK fire, back air, PK thunder 1, like you rotate the orb into him when you hit yourself back to the stage, are really good against him. So all the damage he takes in combos actually matters. We can always threaten his mediocre landing habits with a PK fire or a PK freeze or a Zair. So we kind of just don't care about that. But he doesn't also care about our landing hitboxes because he can always out-trade it. He gets ledge trapped kind of hard too because we can stay out of get up attack range and PK freeze set play him, PK fire him, or we can just stand by his hand and F tilt it until he does something. So because of that, it's an explosive matchup where both characters are just kind of like fishing for stuff in neutral, and they're trying to corner the other character as early as they can so they can initiate their stupid shield pressure. Another thing Lucas has in the matchup is we kind of don't care about Bowser's out of shield options because forward air, back aerial, Zair, they all just outrange his out of shield options. Bowser Jr. Okay. This matchup is 50-50 in my opinion. Bowser Jr. kind of spaces around in neutral with like a lingering massive forward air, a strong back aerial. His air drift isn't bad. And what this whole character's goal is to like get a Mecha Koopa, put it in a position where it runs around the stage and it comes back to hit you, or it comes back to lead into a mix-up where you're forced to jump or roll, and this character can like use a jab or like use a dash attack to catch you doing so, or get a grab. If this character gets a grab at Lucas on like 0 to 20 or 30, this character can just up air frame trap Lucas forever and deal a lot of damage, or combo into like up aerial, double jump up aerial, fast fall into whatever landing punish this character wants. And this character's juggling with that up aerial is absurd because up aerial from Bowser Jr. is one of the best in the game, and it has like 25 total frames of animation. So this character will just swing that wand at you and deal a lot of damage. Like, don't be surprised if this character touches you with one up aerial, and then all of a sudden, before you're forced to land, you take an additional 40%. This character's ledge chopping isn't bad either. This character's F smash can 2-frame. It kills ridiculously early for a multi-hitting F smash. It can anti-air Lucas. It can shield poke Lucas because his shield is small. And it's very strong. This character's projectiles, when you're on the ledge, are also slow enough to actually warrant Lucas to move and preemptively do something. Even though Bowser Jr. can't really use the projectiles during neutral, he has to use them when you're pressured or when you're in the corner, because Zair, PK Fire will just get rid of them, or you can just F smash them to reflect them. They become yours. This character can also go off stage and edge guard kind of recklessly, or edge guard a lot, because this character has cart, and after you use cart, you can jump and get your double jump too, or you can use the double jump after the cart jump and then up B. So that's definitely something Bowser Jr. can definitely go off stage and do against Lucas. Is just pressure him with forward aerials, back aerials, lingering neutral air. After up B is activated, the clown cart becomes like an annoying nuisance to deal with. So this character's corner pressure and damage from advantage state definitely helps even it out. But on the plus side, this character takes less damage when he is hit on the cart. So that means Lucas's combos on him will last longer than usual. And that's a plus for Lucas. Because if we manage to get this character off stage, despite this character having a lot of resources, PK Freeze, PK Fire, our Drift, Lingering Neutral Aerial, Back Aerial, PK Thunder, can force this character to, like, we can cover a lot of angles unless Bowser Jr. goes really high. And then we're forced to play, like, the landing game mix-ups. But at that point, it should be normalized because Bowser Jr. should use all of his resources. So if we can catch this character off stage with like fast fall nair 1 to 3, when up B is done, the character will just fall to their death and clown cart won't be able to respawn. And we can kill the character really early. If we manage to get the character with like a down aerial and the last hit doesn't connect, the character can kind of just die early. So it's definitely a matchup that's explosive because both characters want to play a more reserved neutral. And whereas Bowser Jr. doesn't have as many combo starters as we do in neutral, the character can easily push us to the ledge and force us to take a lot of damage, or hit us with like an up tilt and juggle us for a long time. More than we can do to him. So because of that, this matchup's like a 50-50. Chrom. 50-50. So unlike the Roy matchup, the Chrom matchup has a lot more nuances to it. Well, it has less nuances to it. But that works in Chrom's benefit because when Chrom swings a sword, he doesn't have to worry about the sour spot or the sweet spot. So we could just swing a sword at any range and it'll be the same outcome. Which is really good when we're in the corner dealing with jab, down tilt, or we're being juggled and like we're being juggled by up airs, and up air gets more stale and he just juggles us for 40 damage and do an up B for like 60. Or we SDI or we DI away and we get ledge trapped by a character who has some of the most impressive ledge trapping in the game. I don't know how we're going to get around jab at the ledge. I don't know how we get out of the corner pressure against Chrom. Short hop fastball is ridiculous. Great grab combos. Great frame traps. Jab to back air. Chrom's fast. He can easily get in range to like abuse his poker. He can play an annoying wall out game where he's putting like near short hop fastball, forward air short hop fastball, turnaround back air short hop fastball, just all this other crazy stuff. But the moment Chrom gets hit, he is taken for a ride because he's a fast faller, and fast fallers get comboed by Lucas's double jump cancels there really well because they fall to the ground really quickly, and that gives us dash attack, dash grab, run up F tilt, run up down tilt, and a bunch of other stuff. We don't have to micro dash double jump cancels there either. He just falls fast, and he just falls in the perfect position for us to do stuff afterwards. Up air strings work really well on Chrom. That's the SDI nair in a more of an annoying way to not get comboed because he falls so fast the ground. It can lead to double jump cancels there after a nair. If we manage to put Chrom in a position where he is receiving on the corner pressure, it can get scary because this character can get launched off stage and his recovery is very exploitable. The recovery is very exploitable. And Lucas has the tools to exploit it, like with Peak Fire, getting behind Chrom, Peak Freeze, Peak Thunder, and it can get really nasty for Chrom. So because the matchup is just explosive, like during neutral, we're just like pressing F tilt. We're trying to play safe because we don't want to get whiff punished because Chrom has the threat range and the speed to burst in and abuse our slow out of shield. So because of that, we're just pressing F tilt. We're trying to microspace around Chrom's buttons and then retaliate. Because I think Chrom in this matchup definitely like has more control of the neutral. We have control of the pace of the neutral until we get a hit. Then when we get a hit, we can control the neutral really well. So because of those factors, I think the matchup's 50-50. Captain Falcon. This matchup's 50-50. Captain Falcon may be held back by having an initial dash that rivals Link in terms of speed, which is bad for him, and his turnaround animation's slow. But what this character doesn't have in that, this character makes up for by having a mid-range that like has Raptor Boost, which can be annoying when you're trying to land against Captain Falcon. This character can like go for a grab, landing nair, back air at lower percents can combo, dash attack puts you in a really bad position to get up air stringed. And if this character hits you, you will take 50 from being frame trapped by up aerials, being linked into like more up aerials, being dash attacked during landing. Raptor Boost just goes past your lingering Zair, or you miss your forward air because Captain Falcon hurt box shifts, and you take more damage from the reset. This character actually has decent edge guarding on Lucas because he can fish for down air 2 frames, back airs off stage, up B's off stage, nairs off stage. And this character's drift is good enough to sufficiently allow him to threaten enough space to make us go where he kind of wants us to. And then he can start fishing for a down air 2 frames again. And that move kills ridiculously early if you get hit by it. If we're in tether range, we can kind of tether there unless Falcon goes off and like threatens us with back air. But if he's not fast enough to do that, he'll proceed to stay on ledge and like fish for short on back airs, full hop back airs, down tilts. And then he'll wait for us to get up. And after that, it's a 50-50. If you decide to block, up B will snatch you. But if you don't decide to block, there's nothing to stop him from just back airing. Captain Falcon's back air is kind of stupid against Lucas. It's kind of like Inkling back air, but it trades more disjoint for a lot more power. So during neutral, Falcon wants to like be around the mid-range where he can dash in and mix in raptor boosting, dash grabbing, or nair or back airs. And he has to land on us with his aerials, so it can kind of telegraph that. And during the telegraph, we can just F-tilt him up. We can up F-tilt him to anti-air him and stop him. Or we can jump back, double jump cancel Zair forward, or just Zair him preemptively. So because of this, Falcon is the character who controls the pace of the match. And we're the ones responding with like F-tilt, Zair, shielding, full hopping or short hopping. And we're trying to look for options where we can anti-air him or stuff him out. And if we stuff him out and we manage to get a hit on him, he'll pay dearly because he takes a lot of damage. He can get double jump cancels there stringed across the stage. He'll lose a lot of stage control. He'll be put off stage. And when he's being corner pressured, our edge guarding options actually screw him up badly. If we get a read on him, like during neutral, if we get like a full hop, like up aerial, we catch him jumping, we can get a lot of damage from that. He's forced to use a defensive option. We don't have to worry about his out of shield game too much either because our moves are just so safe. Beware up be out of shield though, that move has a lot of range. So because it's an explosive 50-50, it goes in 50-50. Cloud. Cloud is a very obnoxious matchup check where this character checks how good you are at dealing with characters who have fat, massive landing aerials. Back air pretty much stops most of Lucas's moves. We have to stay out of his threat range at all times, and then we have to dash in and like dash attack him, double jump cancel Zair him, or we have to hit him before he falls and does an aerial. So he's a character who you either have to preemptively hit him while he jumps with up aerial or dash under him up tilt, or you have to play outside of the range, back air will hit you, and then burst in to whiff punish him. We can't contest Cloud directly, so we have to play the game of we hit him before the attack comes out, or we hit him after it, where he's forced into a position where Lucas can like dash in and punish him or something. We don't really mind his out of shield game too much because our moves are just so safe against Cloud and they have good shield pushback, so we can kind of ignore his out of shield game. But dealing with Cloud in neutral is definitely very annoying because he can always decide to give up a little bit of stage control to charge limit. And when he gets limit, his spacing becomes so good we can't even really reliably whiff punish him after he whiffs an aerial. Or he becomes so mobile that actually trying to hit him before he uses his aerials to fast fall on us is unreliable. So we're forced to play entirely defensive. His juggling against Lucas is absurd. His up air will snatch everything we do. His forward air will punish us. His back air will outrange everything we do. Absorbing Blade Beam in relation to its reward on our shield or on hit is just not as much. So we're better off just avoiding that. His ledge trapping on Lucas is absurd. F tilt, down tilt, back air will hit us. We'll hit our heads on ledge hang. Forward air can spike us and kill us. He can go off stage and just do back air pressures. He can 2-frame attempt with down air and it lingers forever. Punishing Cloud's landing is a little annoying too because he can always land with that back air and his back air is like -2 or -300 as I recall correctly. So it's a matchup where you want to play just outside of his range and then like snipe him with PK Fire. Preemptively use PK Freeze to force an air dodge or double jump. And the end goal is to get him in the corner where we can basically gimp him. Because when Cloud gets put off stage, he is one of the characters where Lucas can gimp somewhat easily. Because he has to use resources preemptively because he doesn't have the resources to prepare for like just you tap neutral B to peek at freeze, bait him into double jumping, or peek at fire, and he has to constantly think about peek at thunder because it will just gimp him easily. He gets double jump cancels airstring when if he's in limit easily because he becomes more fast follier. Double jump cancels airstrings work really well on him. It's one of those matchups where when you grab him or when you hit him, you just want to push him to the corner as often as you can because he can't deal with corner pressure all that much well against Lucas's tools. For playing correctly, we kind of force him to jump so we can play that landing punish game against him constantly. But if you're not doing that, this matchup is like minus. It can be like minus 0.5 or minus 1. Chrom. Chrom is kind of similar to Cloud, minus the mobility and limit. Except this character trades limit for having like slightly better, for having better rising aerials, better frame data on those aerials to like punish Lucas if he tries to like whiff punish, and for some more nuance to the matchup. So punishing Chrome's landing can be more challenging than Cloud in my opinion sometimes, because the character can mix up landing with back aerial, landing with pin, landing with lingering neutral aerial, just swinging forward aerial or like reverse like up aerial. And peek at fire, like the burst will clank with like forward aerial or back aerial, but the burst won't be long enough to like hit Chrom. So the character can sometimes kind of land a little bit for free if they read the peek at fire is coming. But on the other hand, the character doesn't really have that many tools to avoid a peek at freeze. If they counter peek at freeze, Lucas is plus a lot, so you can run in and go for a mix up afterwards. But what this character doesn't have in landing, this character makes up for in juggle combos. Falling up aerial, falling neutral aerial, falling forward aerial lead into a lot of damage that Lucas is often forced to DI out against just to get ledge trapped, unless you're at higher percents or around like forward air or back air, forward air into back air percents or near into back air percents. Or this character can just finish the combo of up aerial and just juggle you and force you to go to the ledge. And Chrome's ledge pressure is crazy. You can't stay on the ledge too long, obviously, because pin will catch you. You can't really jump because the character can react with back aerial or neutral aerial or forward aerial. Rolling can be risky because you're rolling into Chrome's threat range and down tilt can catch you. Down tilt pressures us off the ledge too. This character can actually go off stage a little more than Cloud, in my opinion, because back air is ridiculous. Back air pushes Chrom back to the ledge. So the character can like full hop, double jump, bear, or full hop off stage, bear, jump again, bear, and recover. And that move consumes a lot of horizontal space and it pushes you away. And it can kill you at like 60 or 70 if you're in a bad position off stage, or force you to peek at thunder. This character can like skewer a ledge with pin, and if you're already committed to the peek at thunder too, this character can pin kick in the ledge and trade really well with the multi-hit of peek at thunder too. Or the character can use like short hop there to like go for an easy 2-frame. The character can go off stage, up B, and like hit low recoveries from Lucas. This character's advantage on Lucas is very good. The character's neutral is safe enough, and the character has enough range and mix-ups from short hop fast falls, and just empty short hops to corner Lucas or force reactions because we can't keep shielding because our shield is too small. So this character can definitely like force us to fight. But on the other hand, if we manage to fight the character and we manage to get in, Chrom has a hard time prying us off of them. Because the character's fast out of shield option is like short hop nair out of shield, which is 9 frames. So we can get in and pressure this character to jump or roll. And if we make the right reads, we can pressure this character and get this character cornered or off stage, where the character takes a while to come back to stage. So we can just like peek at thunder to force a lot of damage out of the character off stage, or set up peek at freezes, or go for like situations where we can position ourselves for down smashes. And it's very annoying for Chrom to get around. And this character can die early off stage because of those things. We also have good combos on Chrom, by the way, too. But yeah, for those reasons, I think the matchup is 50-50. Okay, let's go over Peach. I think Peach is -1. Float enables this character to position herself in areas where Lucas can't reliably anti-air, or anti-airing her with like a full up aerial or PK freeze is either it's too reactable because she can drift, she can weave away, or it's too slow, or the trade off for like trying to anti-air her is too risky, or it doesn't do enough damage. So like if we do full obs air, we can stop Peach from like weaving around that area. But if Peach fast falls and mixes up that mix up properly, it can be risky because we can be in the air zaring, and the character can now float up air us into like 50 or 40 or 60 damage, and it's bad. We can use PK Fire more liberally in this matchup because it covers that horizontal space Peaches like to float around in well. But if that starts becoming a thing too much, she can reliably just pluck a vegetable, and we don't want Peach to get a vegetable because the character starts getting guaranteed shield poke situations, or situations where vegetable pressure is annoying for Lucas to deal with in any and all aspects of neutral. The character's damage output when she hits us is crazy. It definitely supersedes Lucas's. But on the plus side, the character dies really early. The character can die early because the character takes more time to recover on the stage. We can just pressure her with PK Fire, PK Freezes, PK Thunders, and we can definitely cover high recoveries well because the character is floaty and doesn't land quickly. Float is a great mix-up, obviously, but if we call the float out, the character has a hard time laying against Lucas's like projectile trapping options. So that definitely works into our favor. We can't really double jump cancel Zaire Stringer because she's floaty, but we do get a lot of fares from our double jump cancel Zaires or falling Zaires on her. We kind of have to stay out of her out of shield range because it's scary. So we definitely want to play like the spacing baiting game against Peach because her weaving's better than Lucas's, but it's slow. Her air acceleration is faster than Lucas's, but it's like her weaving is slower. So it's definitely still a -1 though. Alright, let's do Donkey Kong. No, that's not what I want to do. This matchup's either plus 0.5 or 50-50. Let's talk about Donkey Kong's strengths. This character's neutral is pretty darn good. This character is fast in neutral. Back air is ridiculous. Up air juggles us for free. Back air trades with us easily. Neutral B, the charge, the DK punch, I think that's what it's called. Or the charge punch, or the... I don't want to call it... It's not the KO punch, but the charge punch he does, if it's fully charged, it's armored, and it's -4 on shield, and it makes our shield weep in the corner with the dunce cap on. So this character definitely has a tool that can kind of make us play in a range where Donkey Kong is more uncomfortable playing, which is like in mid-range. This character, if he wins neutral, he gets a lot of damage. He packs a wallop. His corner pressure is good. Down tilt at like around like 50 or 40 can lead to like a grab, or which can lead to like a cargo throw into like jump onto a platform up aerial. And can do a lot of damage, or he can just put us off stage, or he can basically carry us off stage and then like throw us off stage and throw us really far off, and he can go for like back air games or down air 2 frames or down B attempts off stage. He can kill us early. This character's kill power is really high. He's got intangible limbs, so he can kind of play with Lucas in that mid-range where he can swat us out for like trying to use forward air or Zaire. And he can definitely win those trades because he's heavy, which is really nice for him. Punishing his landing isn't all that difficult for Lucas because Lol PK Fire, Lol Zaire, Lol Fair can kind of help help in the trade department if we have the percent lead. Another strength that Lucas has during the matchup is if Lucas manages to land his combo starters, he can take a lot of damage, and it's kind of similar to the Cloud matchup in terms of gimping him, where he can't reliably respond to every single edgeguard option we put out, so he kind of has to guess if we're going to go for a more delayed option, or if we're going to go off stage, or if we're going to stay on, and then alter his recovery trajectory to match what we're doing. If he uses up B off stage, we can go off stage and dare him, and he's likely going to be gone because it pushes him too far down to the depths to recover. We can 2-frame him with like down smash or F tilt attempts. If he does grab ledge, we can start at the get up attack range and just PK free set play him, or we can just like get up close and like shield or down tilt pressure him to get off the ledge. He's so big during landing as well that PK freeze ends up being a pretty reliable landing snatch option because he's forced to air dodge. to get away from it. Uh, his out of shield is meh. Like once we hit his shield with something, we can like dash away, walk away, full hop, and if he uses like up BI shield for the armor, we can punish it afterwards heavily. So because Lucas's combo game and Lucas's positional advantage he gains from comboing can be more than Donkey Kong's, is better than Donkey Kong's at times because of our edge guarding is better, and it's more explosive against him. It evens out to a matchup that is even. All right, Pit. I'll just cover both Pit and Dark Pit, but let's start with Dark Pit first. Dark Pit's neutral is a little bit better than Pit's against Lucas because his arrows enable him to punish us, kind of like how we can use PK Fire to punish landings. Dark Pit can use can use his arrow to punish landings, and he can bait out the magnet easily, or he can stay in a range where using magnet when he can dash up and dash attack you, or dash up smash, or like short hop fast fall bear, it's risky. So he can arrow us, be more plus, and be in a position where he can run in and like get a mix up off of it is really annoying. He can't really gimp us with the arrow, but he can go off stage and like use down air, use nair, use back air, and he's got the multi jumps to do it. Or he can use down B off stage to like mess up our recovery because it's a reflector too. Orbiters are stupid during disadvantage as well. This character's neutral kind of plays similar to Lucas, where we want to stay in a range where we can respond to options. But Pit's dash in, his initial dash is so good, and his grounded walk speed's like top like 20, somewhere around like top 25 around where like Link is at, that his threat range is actually pretty big despite his hitboxes being like more on the meh side. So he can dash up nair, short up fast fall, or just short hop nair, dash grab, dash attack, run up down tilt. We can punish down tilt out of shield with fair, but we have to be on point to do that. And if we're not, he'll get away with it. And he'll force the 50-50, he'll dash back, and he can reset the situation again over and over and over. We can't just PK Fire during neutral as much as we want, because orbiters will reflect it. Even though if you're using PK Fire in neutral, that's a bad idea. But we can't use it as a mix-up to our short-up fast-fall game either, because down B is frame 7, and it has, like, PK Fire, short-hop PK Fire has, like, half a second of delay before it comes out. So he can just use orbiters to stop it. Abusing Pit during disadvantage is annoying because he's got multi-jumps, he's got orbiters, and he can B-reverse. And orbiters push Lucas away. They stop us from PK firing his landings, PK freezing his landings. We have to get under him to punish him. But his down air is pretty good at covering that area. He can fast fall nair and then like get a down smash afterwards or get a grab, because it's consistently plus 3 to 4. So he will frame trap into those options. He will frame trap Lucas into those options. If we get cornered by Pit, he can legit go for a down throw. His grab 50-50 is if you hold away from the stage, he can like turn around, full hop bear, and kill us for it around like 100, 110. Or if we hold in because we're scared of that, if we hold in, he can go for a down throw into like full hop back air, sweep back air, or up aerial. Or if we hold away, F throw is his kill throw, and it'll kill earlier. So we actually can't keep getting ledge trapped by him. If we are stuck on ledge, he can just down tilt pressure us to get us off ledge anytime. The down tilt buff that makes it deal less knockback is important with his up aerial buff, because it means he can juggle Lucas reliably. He can actually full hop or short hop up aerial and auto cancel. And he can do other stuff after that. The up smash buff kills us like 10 to 15% earlier, convincingly. His out of shield game is not bad against Lucas because nair is so fast. It's frame 7. Up smash can catch us like full hopping too much. He's got good neutrals. He can definitely play the neutral footsie game like Lucas can. And his range is better than ours. His threat range is better than ours. But his hitboxes are a little bit worse. And his weaving is worse. But that's fine because he has tools to keep playing that annoying game of his over and over and over. On the flip side, we have the same way of playing that he does. We can kind of weave around and bait him better than he can bait us. And we can definitely pressure him off stage better than he can us. Especially if he's further away, because if he's forced to up B, we can peek at Thunder that up B a lot and force him to take a lot of damage. Since he comes back to the stage slower, we can actually go off stage and like back air him, or we can force him to like fly further away to have his up B recover a little bit later. So we can just go for more down airs, more back airs. We can set up a freeze. It's just that taking advantage of Pit during juggling is so obnoxious. He manages to make it even, despite getting gimped more hard. As far as Pit is concerned, Pit doesn't have that problem. Pit has no problem shooting arrows off stage, angling arrows off stage, and just pushing us away and forcing us to take a lot of damage or peek at Thunder. And then he can just fish for down airs off stage to like trade with it. Or he can like use forward air, and he can position himself to where like it'll hit Lucas traveling back with peek at Thunder. Or he'll just go off stage and nair us, or he'll hit us with like arrows as we're doing peek at Thunder. Pit's arrows, the angleable ones, are better for like hitting Lucas trying to land too, because even if we magnet them, we're not gonna get much health back from that or percent back from that, and he can reposition himself into a position where he can dash attack us more easily, or up air us more easily, or reset that advantage state easier than Dark Pit can. So his advantage state is definitely a little bit better than Dark Pit's. So yeah, because of those factors, Pit is in 50-50. Alright, let's go to Dr. Mario. I think this is a +2 matchup. Zair and PK Fire, just Zair alone stops Pill. That is a big thing in this matchup. If Dr. Mario manages to like get in on Lucas, despite him being able to do a lot of damage, he can't reliably like gimp us off stage. His corner pressure is really good because his frame rate is broken, but he can't like follow up that off stage, follow up his great up close combat, his close quarters combat with like off stage pressure. He's forced to ledge trap us. Because of that discrepancy, it hurts his advantage to a lot against Lucas. His frame rate is ridiculous. His power, his kill power is ridiculous. His out of shield is ridiculous with like that super jump punch. It's a single hitting like big whammy move. But the thing is, he has to work hard to get in against Lucas. Zair, F-tilt, forward air, stop him from getting anywhere near him. He can't just pill us because we can just avoid it, or we can clank it too easily. And if he gets hit, he can legit just die because he's slow in the air. We can easily pressure him off stage. We can easily corner pressure him too. So it's definitely a matchup where Dr. Mario has to be very cautious. He has to have a PhD in caution. It's unfortunate. But that's just kind of how it is against him, unfortunately. Let's do Samus, or Dark Samus in this case. Okay. So Dark Samus is 50-50 in my opinion. This character's options to stifle Lucas in mid-range, like with Zair, are really annoying. And this character can play around those mix-ups with like dash attack, releasing the charge shot early, using an F-tilt, or using their floatiness as a way to reposition themselves for a Zair, or like a weak missile. And it's annoying for Lucas to get around these options because the character can always just start slowly building up charge shots, or the character can just shoot the charge shot in a range where the character can also grab you. So it becomes a 50-50. And our shields are small, so we can't like take a decently sized charge shot after taking a sweet back air or a neutral air. Or if you've already been shield damaged a little bit before. So because of that, it's very annoying to like stop Samus from doing that. But PK Fire covers that range fantastically. Because Samus is so slow on the ground and grab is so slow, we can PK Fire pressure this character to like stop charging charge shot, or to condition Samus to jump or shield more, or play a neutral where it's less of a charge shot bait game and more of a how can you react to me? How can you punish me for doing PK Fire? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna charge it up a little bit and then I PK Fire? Or like it forces Samus to play the matchup in a much more dynamic way. Instead of playing linearly where she's just charging charge shot and you're running and shielding or you're trying to full op over it. Magnet also dissuades Samus from just shooting it ignorantly too, because it heals a lot of percent. We can Zero Clink charge shot if it's not halfway charged to, because Zero Clink's 17.3 point it clinks 17.3% worth of projectile damage. We can also do it with bomb too. So Samus is forced to play in a way where she's forced to use her more of her normals to kind of mitigate the fact that charge shot's going to be a little. She can't use charge shot as liberally, but that's fine because the normals she does have are hard hitting. And this character gets you on the ledge. Samus can deal a lot of damage, and she can force out magnets and punish them. She can go for the grabs. Bomb hits twice before it explodes, or it hits once and then like the explosion hits you, and it does a lot of damage to your shield. This character can actually go off stage and edgeguard us because forward air lingers for so long. Back air outtrades us. Nair can outtrade us and it just sends us flying. Down air is really strong and sends us away from with the sour spot, or just spikes us and gets rid of us at like 40. Bomb, like jump off stage, short up off stage, bomb can hit us reeling in on tether and force us to peek at thunder, or just force us to get off ledge. And with charge shot waiting in the wings, it can be dangerous just to get around it. Charge shot leads into devastating combos against Lucas too, which is just not okay. This character actually can juggle us really well too, because forward air is massive and it lingers. Back air outtrades everything we do. Up aerial is a multi-hitting aerial that doesn't have a lot of lag, and the character is floaty, so the character auto cancels a lot of those aerials, except back air. Dealing with this character up close, being greedy can result in you getting upbeat out of shield, which is definitely a thing in this matchup that helps make it even, because it stops us from going completely crazy against Samus' shield once we're in close, or if we do get up close. It's definitely a matchup where, like, if Lucas touches Samus, the character won't be double jump cancel stringed, but we can play the game where we can play the type of game where we can force Samus to land so much, and because the character's floaty, peek at fire works more well. We can set up positions where we can zero more, fair more, and peek at freeze Samus to like force her to really get around our options, our trapping options. We do have to respect her a little more than normal on ledge though, because fair is so massive, or like ledge jump Zaire covers so much horizontal space. So I will give Samus that thing. I will give Samus that. But if we can actually somewhat go off stage, and we can kind of like Zaire her, we can peek at Thunder her to force her to take additional percent, and that percent matters because she's heavy, and we want her taking as much damage as we can when she's cornered, so we can just go for a grab and get rid of her at 140 or 150 or 160 with an up throw. So yeah, because of Samus's ability to last more in neutral against Lucas than some other heavyweights would, because of her space control mid-range options, which kind of check Lucas, this matchup's 50-50. Let's go with Charizard. Charizard's kind of similar to Bowser, where great out of shield options. This character's juggling is better than Bowser's. This character is definitely... I think this character is personally more explosive against Lucas because of the recovery. Gimping Zard can be difficult because side B's armored, up B's armored, up B out of shield's armored too. This character has better shield safety than Bowser. This character spaces around with like F tilt, aims it up, aims it down, aims it up for like anti-air us. Flamethrower is more angleable, is much more angleable than Fire Breath, even though it does less damage. It's more angleable, so it can be used more unpredictably in the matchup. Even though you can absorb Fire Breath from Bowser, like Zard's, it absorbs, it heals less, and it's more angleable. So Zard can use it as a tool to like stop himself from being chipped with Peak at Fire, punish your landings easier, or he can use it in situations to like get you to back off of him better than Bowser can, with like a wave bounce. Because of this character's juggling with up aerial being intangible on the head, dealing a lot of damage, between back air being one of the best air to airs in the game and it being a nuke, and forward air having a lot of kill power, even though it can't like doesn't short hop fast fall auto cancel. Nair is great. Like, this character punishes landings more consistently than Bowser because he's faster. His dash speed is faster than Bowser's, and his out of shield options cover more range. So he can kind of just dash in, and like if we don't space properly, he can out of shield up smash us or up smash out of shield us, and be really annoying. His corner pressure is really good too because he can just F tilt us, flamethrower us, like aim it up and then come downwards with it and just cover jumps and cover stuff on ledge. Uh, this character can actually go off stage and linger out there more than Bowser because multi jumps. Back air is massive off stage, and if it hits you in the sweet spot, you'll likely die. Fair trades with everything we have off stage. Narrow lingers and covers his body. He can just deny ledge snap. Uh, this matchup is a 50-50 because Zard can put us in positions where we can easily get corner pressured, and he can easily wear down our shields with flamethrower, or it can wear down our shields with like just space disjoints, and we don't have the range. Even though we have the drift, we don't have the range to contest a lot of what Charizard does. So both characters are basically playing a patient neutral because if Lucas gets a hit, he's being taken for it, right? He's being comboed because Zard's a big character. Even with Switch, we can read that, and we have the frame rate to like punish that and cover it. So because of that, it's a matchup where both characters are playing in a mid range, and they're playing really patiently. Because like if we whip against Charizard, he can like do a dash and grab, or like do an F tilt, or do a down tilt, or do a flamethrower, and he can force us to like retreat to the corner or contest. And we don't have the range to contest, nor do we have the trade power to contest. But we can punish this character's landings easily with like fire, freeze. Zero is more difficult because he could possibly be in a position where he can land with back air or just wave bounce fire. So, or wave bounce flamethrower. So yeah, that's definitely a thing. This matchup 50-50. Just Charizard's range, advantage state, and kill power just enable him to like take a neutral win and explode us with it. So it's definitely more annoying. Let's see. Let's do Fox. Okay. Fox is a 50-50. If this character touches you from a short hop fast fall there and you like drop shield too early, or short hop fast fall nair, or you just get grabbed and up throwed, you take 60. You take 50 at least from up air strings or having your landing caught with dash attack or side B. Fox will make you pay dearly for losing a single neutral interaction against him. And he's corner pressure with that nair, with just like angle down F tilt, with down tilt, or just with like short hop bear mix-ups are absurd. He can easily put Lucas into the corner, or he can easily corner pressure Lucas once Lucas is in the corner. Or if Lucas is above him, he just up airs him for days. Lucas's weave with like wave bounce magnet, peek at fire, it's not enough to mitigate Fox's initial dash or his dash speed, or his dash, run in, parry that option, and up tilt. If you get hit by up tilt, you're taking a lot of damage. If you get hit by down tilt, a lot of Fox's options force Lucas in positions where he's gonna get grabbed, or he's gonna get vortex into a dash attack and do like another neutral aerial, up aerial, or just up aerial strings for a lot of damage. On the flip side, if we hit Fox at low percent too, he is double jump cancels their string bait. We don't have to micro dash it. He falls so fast. He just gets stringed across the stage into forward airs. And if Fox gets put off stage, he can die anytime at 80%. We can cover side B with like F tilt or PK fire or Zair or down smash. If he's not in those positions, PK freeze forces him to recover high, or he forces him to recover low. We can kind of just wait for Firefox and F tilt down him, down F tilt him, or down smash him, or we can go for a tether trump and then put him in a really bad position. If he gets Zaired across the stage, he falls so fast that if we can do an instant reverse aerial rush bear, he dies at like 20 or 15 because he falls so fast. Or we can just go for a dare and we can just finish him off afterwards. So because of the sheer explosiveness of this matchup for both characters in neutral, where we're both like Fox wants to run in and try to bait us to commit to an option, or he wants to dash in and dash back out and force us to like do something so we can whip punish, or he wants to go for a grab and up throw us. It's that annoying 50-50 he always does. Because he can do that and get a lot of damage off of it, he pushes himself in the 50-50. But if Lucas manages to get like a down tilt on him at like 50, we can micro dash down tilt, down tilt, down tilt, and do like a grab or an F tilt and do like 30 damage. And that 30 damage puts him in a percent where he can't get down tilted again. Or he can get F smashed and sent too far off stage to reliably recover, or be forced to recover high and then like stall with like his shine or land in position because he can't really shift the place he's gonna land because his airspeed is bad and he's light. So a lot of the punishes Fox does on us are a lot, but a lot of the punishes we do on him, while less, are equally as impactful because he's so light and he can get gimped off stage easier than he can do with us. Let's see, Falco. Falco's neutral is like, I think it's worse than Fox's, but his combo variability and combo kill confirms are better against Lucas. If Falco hits you with a falling nair, a down air, a down tilt, or an up tilt, you get taken for a ride for 70 damage. And he puts you in positions where he can go off stage and use that stupid forward aerial and it lingers forever to drag you down into the abyss and then down air you and sacrifice his own stock. Or he can just go off stage near you because it lingers. Or he'll just push you further away from the stage. He can go off stage and gimp and attempt the gimp attempts because his double jump and his normal jump, his full hop are so high. Or he can go off stage and use reflector to like stop us from up being or reflect our PK Thunder and we just die. Or he can like go off stage, side B back to stage and spike us and get rid of us. Or he can just fish for a down air 2 frames because that move is strong and it works. His neutral's worse than Fox's definitely, and his mid range isn't as good as Lucas's. But that's okay. He gets more damage off of a hit more easily than Lucas does. He is light though, and he does die easily. And if we can manage to get him off stage, his recovery is definitely like, it's equally as exploitable for Lucas. It's as easily exploitable for Lucas to deal with. So yeah, Falco's damage output ends up just making this even.